All right, let's get real for a second. We live in a world full of dating advice, half of it recycled nonsense, and the other half completely missing the point. Today, I want to take you behind the curtain. I want to talk about something raw, something real. I want to share with you the 5 subtle, often unconscious things women do that flip a switch in a man's brain. Things that don't just make him look twice, but make him feel that pull, that magnetism, that desire. Now listen, this isn't about changing who you are. This is about understanding the hidden dynamics of attraction that are already working in your favor, often without you even realizing it. And when you become aware of them, you can amplify them, own them, and attract the kind of man who doesn't just want you. So let's dive in, shall we? One of the most powerful yet hidden triggers of a man's lust is subtle confidence expressed through body language. We often think of confidence as something loud, big declarations, bold movements, commanding the room. But what often captivates a man on a much deeper, more primal level is the kind of confidence that speaks through the body without needing words. It's in the way you carry yourself, the way you hold space in a room, and the calm ease with which you inhabit your own skin. When a woman is comfortable with herself, it shows. It's in the way she walks, not rushing, not shrinking, but moving with purpose and grace. It's in how she stands. Shoulders relaxed but not slouched, spine tall but not rigid. A woman who moves with quiet certainty sends a powerful, almost subconscious signal to those around her, especially to men. I know who I am. I'm not trying to prove anything to anyone. This energy can be incredibly magnetic because it offers something so many men deeply crave but rarely articulate. An experience of effortless allure, unforced and real. Men are highly attuned to nonverbal cues, a glance held just a second longer than necessary, a slow and deliberate gesture, the subtle play of a smile. All of these moments bypass the logical mind and speak directly to a man's instinct. When a woman is in her body, connected to her movements and not trying to perform for anyone, it ignites something visceral. It signals that she is self-sufficient and in control of her experience, which paradoxically makes her even more desirable, because she's not seeking external validation. There is a crucial difference between this kind of subtle confidence and an exaggerated display of sexiness. The former draws men in, the latter can often repel or come off as try-hard. Men respond to what feels authentic. A woman touching her neck absent-mindedly while listening intently to a conversation can be infinitely more arousing than an overly calculated pose. The key lies in presence. When you are fully present, feeling the texture of the moment, tuned into your own sensations, you naturally express body language that triggers a man's desire on an unconscious level. Another element of subtle confidence is spatial awareness. A woman who is not afraid to take up space, who allows herself to lean back comfortably in a chair, cross her legs slowly, or move through a crowded room with calm assurance, signals high value. It shows that she belongs wherever she is. This energy of belonging creates an irresistible pull. Men are drawn to women who seem grounded in their own world, not desperate to enter someone else's. Voice tone also plays into this. A calm, measured voice that isn't rushed or pitched too high communicates a sense of inner stability. Men pick up on this and often find it incredibly alluring because it implies emotional maturity and poise. The combination of relaxed, confident body language with an authentic tone of voice forms a powerful cocktail that can trigger intense feelings of attraction without a single word needing to be spoken about desire itself. Playful teasing is one of the most underestimated tools a woman can use to trigger a man's lust. On the surface, it may seem like harmless fun, but beneath it lies a dynamic that creates tension, excitement, and anticipation, all ingredients that fuel desire. When done correctly, playful teasing isn't about putting a man down or making him feel insecure. It's about creating a light, flirtatious back and forth that sparks chemistry and awakens his natural drive to engage and pursue. At its core, playful teasing is a form of emotional stimulation. Men are often wired to enjoy the chase, the game of attraction, and the feeling of earning a woman's attention. When a woman teases a man in a way that's fun and light-hearted, it sends a signal that she's comfortable enough to play with the interaction and that she sees him as someone worthy of her playful energy. This triggers curiosity and arousal because it taps into the tension between challenge and reward. The magic of teasing lies in its subtle contrasts. It mixes affection with a slight push-pull dynamic, keeping the man guessing and engaged. For example, if a man is proudly telling a story about how great he is at cooking, a woman might smirk and say, "Oh, really, I'll believe it when I taste it." It's not an outright dismissal. It's an invitation to continue the interaction with a bit of playful challenge. This kind of remark creates a spark because it's unexpected and forces the man to lean in, wanting to prove himself or deepen the connection. Playful teasing also helps establish a sense of equality and mutual respect. It shows that the woman is not overly impressed or intimidated by the man, which in turn makes her more intriguing. Men are naturally drawn to women who maintain their own sense of self-worth and who don't immediately pedestalize them. Teasing communicates this without the need for heavy conversation. It's all in the delivery, tone, and timing. Timing, in fact, is crucial. Effective teasing is situational and responsive. It requires tuning into the flow of conversation and sensing when the moment is right. Overdoing it or forcing it can backfire and come across as mean-spirited. The goal is to create a playful tension, not discomfort. A genuine smile, a twinkle in the eye, or a light touch while teasing helps convey that it's all in good fun and that there is warmth behind the words. Another reason playful teasing works so well is that it introduces unpredictability. When a man can't predict what a woman will say next or how she will respond, it keeps him mentally and emotionally engaged. This unpredictability is stimulating because it prevents the interaction from becoming too safe or routine. The little jolts of surprise and humor build a sense of anticipation and excitement, which naturally bleeds into feelings of desire. Playful teasing is an art because it operates in the space between friendliness and flirtation. It invites a man into a dynamic where he feels both challenged and appreciated, which stokes his curiosity and encourages him to invest more energy into the interaction. Genuine, unfiltered laughter is one of the most potent yet often overlooked ways a woman can trigger a man's lust. While much of attraction is driven by visual and physical cues, emotional energy plays a huge role in how desire builds between two people. Laughter, especially when it's authentic and spontaneous, transmits an energy of joy, openness, and connection that is deeply magnetic to men on both conscious and unconscious levels. When a woman laughs freely, it signals that she is at ease and fully present in the moment. This creates a sense of emotional safety and invites the man to relax and engage more openly himself. In a world where so many people are guarded or self-conscious, genuine laughter stands out as a bold expression of emotional freedom. This freedom is intoxicating because it suggests a woman who is confident enough to let go and experience pleasure without restraint. That very quality is what often makes men feel a surge of attraction toward her. Laughter also acts as a kind of permission slip. It gives both people in the interaction permission to be more playful, more daring, and more vulnerable. The shared experience of laughter fosters a subtle emotional bond, a feeling of we get each other, that creates fertile ground for desire to grow. In those moments of shared amusement, barriers fall away and chemistry begins to build. The act of laughing together releases feel-good chemicals like dopamine and oxytocin in the brain, creating an emotional high that the man begins to associate with the woman in front of him. It is important to note that not all laughter is equally powerful in triggering lust. Polite, forced laughter, or laughter used simply to please or appease a man doesn't have the same effect. In fact, it can have the opposite impact, signaling low confidence or a desire for approval. What captures a man's attention and stirs his desire is a woman who laughs because she genuinely finds something funny or delightful. That kind of unfiltered response conveys authenticity. And authenticity is what makes a woman irresistible. Moreover, laughter that is accompanied by expressive body language, such as leaning in slightly, playful touches, animated facial expressions, further amplifies its impact. These subtle cues create a dynamic of warmth and openness that invites closer physical and emotional proximity. Men are highly sensitive to these nonverbal signals, often picking up on them even more than the words being exchanged. When laughter comes from a place of genuine joy and is expressed through the entire body, it generates a powerful pull that can quickly tip an interaction from friendly to flirtatious. Another layer to this dynamic is that men are naturally drawn to women who enhance their own sense of vitality and fun. When a man sees that he can make a woman laugh deeply and authentically, it gives him a sense of competence and desirability. It makes him want to seek out more of those moments with her, fueling both emotional connection and physical attraction. In this way, a woman's unfiltered laughter becomes not just an expression of her own enjoyment, but a powerful catalyst for a man's lust and longing. Creating moments of eye contact and then breaking it is a subtle but incredibly powerful way to trigger a man's lust. Eye contact is one of the most primal forms of communication, capable of conveying emotion, intention, and desire without a single word. It bypasses logic and speaks directly to the subconscious. When a woman knows how to use eye contact intentionally, holding it just long enough to spark intrigue and then looking away with a hint of coyness, she creates a dynamic of tension and anticipation that draws a man in deeper. The initial moment of eye contact is what hooks a man's attention. A steady, confident gaze communicates presence, self-assurance, and interest. It tells him that the woman is not afraid to be seen and to see him in return. This mutual recognition taps into deep biological instincts related to connection and attraction. For a man, being the focus of a woman's gaze can feel both validating and exhilarating, especially when that gaze is charged with warmth or soul. However, what truly triggers desire is not the continuous holding of eye contact, but the moment when it is deliberately broken. When a woman looks away after holding a man's gaze for just a beat longer than expected, it creates a sense of mystery and leaves him wanting more. This subtle withdrawal mirrors the push-pull dynamic that is so effective in building sexual tension. The man is left wondering what the look meant, why it ended, and how he can earn more of her attention. This uncertainty ignites a desire to pursue and engage further. The power of this technique lies in its ability to create a non-verbal conversation. Each glance becomes a message, each moment of eye contact an invitation or a challenge. When used skillfully, this back-and-forth exchange can escalate an interaction from casual to charged, with potential. The key is to be mindful of timing and context. A quick, playful glance across the room can be more impactful than prolonged staring. Holding eye contact during a moment of shared laughter or when responding to something the man says can deepen the connection and heighten his interest. Another layer to this dynamic is the emotional tone behind the eye contact. Eyes can convey an entire spectrum of emotions: curiosity, amusement, warmth, intrigue, even desire. When a woman allows her eyes to express genuine feeling, it creates a richer, more compelling interaction. Men are particularly responsive to this kind of emotional authenticity, as it makes the experience feel more intimate and real. Additionally, breaking eye contact with intentional body language, such as a soft smile, a slight tilt of the head, or a gentle bite of the lip, can further amplify the effect. These gestures add layers of meaning and invitation, making the man feel not only noticed but chosen. The interplay of eye contact and its release builds a sense of anticipation, creating a loop of attraction that the man becomes eager to complete through further interaction and deeper connection. Expressing passion for your own life is one of the most magnetic things a woman can do to trigger a man's lust. While physical attraction might spark initial interest, it is often a woman's inner world, her excitement, curiosity, and sense of purpose that keeps a man captivated and wanting more. Passion is deeply contagious. When a woman talks about the things that light her up, she radiates an energy that is irresistible. Men are naturally drawn to women who have their own interests and pursuits, not because it makes her seem unavailable or unattainable, but because it signals vibrancy and depth. A woman who is fully engaged with life demonstrates that she doesn't rely on anyone else to create meaning or fulfillment for her. This sense of self-sufficiency and richness of experience is incredibly attractive because it suggests a partner who brings something valuable to the table, a partner who can inspire, challenge, and excite. When a woman speaks passionately about her work, her hobbies, her creative outlets, or her personal growth, she reveals facets of herself that go beyond surface-level beauty. Her enthusiasm draws people in and creates a sense of momentum and vitality. For a man, witnessing this kind of genuine passion can be both mentally stimulating and physically arousing, as it suggests a woman who knows what she wants and goes after it. This level of authenticity and drive taps into a man's instincts to connect with someone who is alive and fully engaged with the world. Moreover, passion signals emotional availability and capacity for deep connection. When a woman shares what matters to her, she opens a window into her values and desires. This transparency creates opportunities for deeper conversations and more meaningful connections, which in turn intensify attraction. A man begins to see her not just as someone he wants to be with physically, but as someone he wants to understand and experience life alongside. Passion also enhances confidence, which is one of the most universally attractive traits. A woman who is deeply involved in her pursuits carries herself differently. Her body language, her voice, and her presence all reflect a grounded sense of purpose. This confidence is palpable and naturally draws men in. It creates a dynamic where the man feels compelled to match her energy and contribute to the exciting world she inhabits. In addition, expressing passion invites shared experiences. When a woman talks about the things she loves, it sparks curiosity and a desire to be part of that world. This creates a natural bridge for connection and intimacy. Men are often most drawn to women who can introduce them to new ideas, experiences, and perspectives. Passion provides that doorway, offering a dynamic and ever-evolving space for exploration and closeness. Ultimately, when a woman lives passionately, she embodies an energy of abundance rather than neediness. This is one of the most powerful states from which to attract a man's desire. He sees her as someone who doesn't need him to complete her life, but who would be an exciting and enriching partner with whom to share it. This balance of independence and openness is a potent combination that stirs not just interest, but deep, lasting attraction. The art of suggestive mystery is one of the most subtle yet effective ways a woman can trigger a man's lust. In a world where everything is often laid out openly, mystery creates an irresistible pull. It activates a man's curiosity and imagination, both of which are powerful drivers of desire. Suggestive mystery is not about playing games or being deliberately confusing, but about leaving just enough unsaid or unseen to spark intrigue and keep a man wanting more. Men are naturally wired to pursue and explore. When a woman presents herself in a way that suggests depth and layers to be uncovered, it taps into this instinct. This doesn't mean being distant or cold. On the contrary, it's about creating a dynamic where not everything is revealed at once. A glance that hints at deeper emotions, a story that trails off before all the details are shared, or an outfit that highlights certain features while leaving others to the imagination. All of these elements cultivate an atmosphere of mystery. One of the key aspects of suggestive mystery is pacing. Revealing too much too soon can overwhelm the interaction and leave little room for anticipation. When a woman is comfortable allowing space for curiosity to build, she creates a natural tension that heightens attraction. Each interaction becomes a new opportunity for discovery, and the man is drawn into a continual process of wanting to know more. This process engages his mind as much as his body, making the experience of desire richer and more consuming. Another component of suggestive mystery is emotional subtlety. Expressing emotions in a nuanced way through tone of voice, fleeting expressions, or carefully chosen words creates a sense of depth and complexity. Men are often most attracted to women who seem to possess an inner world that isn't fully accessible right away. This perceived depth suggests that there is always more to explore, more to understand, which keeps the man engaged and invested. Body language also plays a crucial role in cultivating mystery. Slight movements, pauses in conversation, or a knowing smile can convey more than overt declarations ever could. When a woman uses her presence to hint at underlying emotions or desires without explicitly stating them, it stokes a man's imagination. The mind fills in the gaps, often projecting even more allure onto the woman than if everything had been spelled out clearly. Additionally, living a life that is full and multifaceted naturally contributes to an air of mystery. A woman who pursues her passions, maintains a variety of interests, and doesn't center her entire world around the man she is interacting with becomes inherently more intriguing. She represents a world he wishes to enter and understand, which fuels both emotional and physical desire. Suggestive mystery is about balance. It's about giving enough to create connection while holding back just enough to inspire pursuit. When a woman masters this balance, she transforms ordinary interactions into experiences charged with anticipation and longing. The dance of what is seen and unseen, known and unknown, becomes a powerful trigger for a man's deepest desires,